evening and welcome to the business segment of Joy News Prime with me, Beverly Broohm. We go straight into our stories, and banks have a maximum of 4 years ending 2025 to restore the minimum paid-up capital. That's according to the Bank of Ghana. This is as a result of capital shortfall arising solely from the derecognition losses. The following business desk report has more.
According to the Bank of Ghana, derecognition losses emanating from the domestic debt exchange program will be spread equally over a period of 4 years, effective 2022, for the purposes of capital adequacy ratio computation. The International Financial Reporting Standards states that derecognition refers to the removal of an asset or liability from an entity's balance sheet. Due to the impact of the DDEP on the banks, the Bank of Ghana announced some policy and regulatory reliefs for banks that fully participated in a debt exchange to reduce the effect on their operations. These policy and regulatory reliefs were informed by stress tests on banks that reviewed the potential impact of the exchange on banks' solvency, liquidity, and profitability. Meanwhile, information reaching Joy Business indicates that the banks recorded more than 10 billion cedis loss in 2022. This is as a result of the impact of the DDEP on their operations. The Bank of Ghana, in its January monetary policy report, said banks operating in Ghana wrote off about 5.9 billion cedis as bad debt in December 2022. However, this was initially underestimated.
Let's now hear from a senior finance lecturer at the University of Ghana Business School, Dr. Benjamin Amwa, who corroborates the central bank's directive to banks.
As we speak now, if you just do a one-on-one match of the US dollar against the 400 million that we are currently operating with, it's about $40 million. Clearly, without domestic debt exchange program, there would have been the need to do some form of recapitalization. This has been worsened by the domestic debt exchange program. Why? Because most of the banks heavily invested in government instruments which have not performed as predicted, and that has, reflected in some of the losses that the banks are reporting, which will have to be absorbed by the capital of these banks. So clearly, the domestic debt exchange program has a role to play. Nonetheless, the major economy that we are confronted with, if you look at it through the exchange rate condition and situation, you can clearly see that there is about high time that the central bank will call for some form of the need to shore up capital from the owners of the banks. I believe the Bank of Ghana will have a roadmap and a way out for banks. We have gone through a similar situation in the past where there was a clear path for domestic banks, where there was a need to increase bank capital some time ago in the past. The domestic banks were given some time to recapitalize or to increase their capital, whilst the foreign banks were also given another route to use to increase their capital. So clearly, I believe strongly that BOG will be in discussions with these banks that may have some difficulties, and these banks have to present a recapitalization plan to the central bank. And if the central bank is satisfied with the recapitalization plan, I believe clearly the central bank will agree and then make sure that these banks do not simply go down the water as a result of not bad banking, but simply because of the need to recapitalize.
Moving on, a Deputy Minister of Trades and Industry, Michael Ochebefi, says the government will continue to engage businesses over their grievances relating to the new tax measures introduced. Guta and the Ghana Chamber of Commerce argue that the revenue measures are counterproductive, hence the need for the government to reverse them. Speaking to Joy News' Blessed Soga on the sidelines of the African Continental Free Trade Area Business Forum in Cape Town, South Africa, the Deputy Minister says the intention of government is not to kill any business. He says engagement will take place to find common grounds.
The intentions of government is not to cripple or to sabotage businesses. That's not what government has in mind. Government's interest is to encourage people to do business, and also when they do business and businesses grow, those businesses are supposed to pay more taxes to government so that we'll be able to undertake projects like very good infrastructure projects like roads, other things that will benefit car users and users of certain social services in the country. So the intentions of government must be looked at, and that is why I'm saying to you that government intention is very clear. It's only to encourage businesses. However, when those businesses grow, when they become so big and they have the capacity to do more, government expects those businesses to pay taxes. That's exactly what we are doing. So it is a normal way for government to generate more revenue domestically.
But I'm asking the question because you know
yes, and that's the reason why I'm saying to you that the intentions of government is not to sabotage any business. We are only generating more domestic revenue so that we'll be able to do more in terms in the form of infrastructure development for Ghanaians to benefit. And so that is the intentions of government.
So are you going to meet them?
We are doing a lot of there has been a lot
because they say you're not willing to engage.
No, there has been a lot of engagement. I mean, Guta is somehow part of the ministry, right. So we have frequent engagement with them. I mean, so government is engaging, and the engagement is continuous. I mean, it's not something that we do once and we end it. No, it's continuous. So we engage them and also to encourage them to understand the situation. And this is not a normal situation. A government somehow across the world is going through situations, and Ghana government is no exception.
Now, President of the Institute of Internal Auditors, Ghana, Harriet Equiakakari, is calling on the government to expedite processes in passing the Internal Audit Bill into law. This is in the wake of increased infractions like corruption and misappropriation recorded in the Auditor General's report. According to her, the bill will ensure these financial malfeasance by the various state institutions be kept. Speaking to Joy Business at the 2023 launch of the African Federation of Institute of Internal Auditors Conference, she maintained that this will also ensure best practices within her outfit.
It is for advocacy. You see, it is for advocacy. People have the perception that internal auditing is all about accounting, but it's a profession on its own. And we need to let people know that we have to stand on our own. We also have certifications that we need to promote. If somebody is a certified internal auditor, the person has to be recognized and treated as somebody who is a chartered accountant. But that is what we are lacking as a nation. And I believe that getting the bill, all these things will be streamlined, and internal auditors can also be on their own as professionals and play the role that they have to play with all the support that they will get from the government and all other stakeholders. We are looking at a holistic approach for Africa because there are other countries in Africa who would also need to be backed by an Act of Parliament. So global and Africa as a whole are giving us what we need to be able to move on with that. So very soon, I'm sure we'll start the process and get it done.
We do some more stories now, and corporate institutions have been urged to support the Student Financial Aid Office at the University of Ghana to achieve its set objectives. This is to enable the office to support the several brilliant but needy students to complete their programs and contribute to the growth of the economy. Head of the Student Financial Aid, Selina Saka, spoke to Joy Business after businessman Larry Addo donated 40,000 cedis to support the office. The following report has more.
The aim of every training institution is to produce experts to support development of a country. Head of the Student Financial Aid at the University of Ghana, Selina Saka, tells Joy Business her outfit needs support to meet its targets.
With the free SHS policy, we've had so many students gaining access to higher education. However, the resources to contain students gaining access to higher education have not been matched. And so we depend, over the years, we depend on some internally generated resources and benevolent individuals like Mr. Lariado to fund or to make it possible for needy but brilliant students access higher education in the University of Ghana. Every year we receive nearly 3,000 applications for students' financial aid. However, we are not able to contain all of these requests. We do averagely around 1,500.
Businessman Larry Addo explains why he supported the project.
Well, the motivation to give out to brilliant but needy students is just so that we can have more qualified people in this country. In the first instance, if you are able to go to university, you are thrust into the middle class, which means that if you can assist your family as a member of the middle class, then my job would have been done. But if you can assist others, like I am doing, then you would have done God's job on earth.
Now, managing partner at Ishmael Yamson and Associates, Michael Yamson, has expressed concerns about the expensive nature of transacting business on digital platforms. According to him, the phenomenon is a sharp contrast to the digital agenda being preached by the government. He's been speaking at the Institute of Economic Affairs Roundtable Conference.
The Institute of Economic Affairs Roundtable discussion is a platform which analyzes socio-economic policies, share ideas, and prefer solutions to challenges facing the country. This edition of the discussion was held on the theme, The Case for Wealth Creation as the Fourth Horizon of Ghana's Growth. The main speaker of the occasion, Michael Harry Yamson, described the expensive nature of doing business on digital platforms as disingenuous and called for a review.
We have a country where we say we want paperless, and yet the most expensive way to interact with the banking system or the financial system is the digital route. The second most expensive is to use a check, and the cheapest is to use cash. And yet we are talking about all this. Look, sometimes I think we walk on our head.
On the need to catch up with technological transformation, he questioned the kind of skills being developed for the job market.
Job creation through the radical transformation of the core sectors and transitioning of labor into new skills for new industries that have higher levels of productivity and innovation and the use of ICT, as well as into business services. These more socially and geographically mobile workers also expand domestic trade, urbanization, and connectivity.
He further called on government to create policies which will see deliberate investment to boost the agri and tourism sectors to enhance wealth creation.
The first horizon should aim to shift the core of national revenues to agribusiness by rapidly expanding the scale, quality, and performance of derivative industries that either add value to or innovate around previously raw and lightly processed agricultural products. It should shift the targeted investments to increase their efficiency and productivity. The same logic should apply to value-added cultural exports, tourism products, and other basic exports.
Now, wondering where to have your next vacation after continuously working for months without rest? Look no further. The Royal Cozy Hills Hotel and Safari Resort, otherwise known as the Jarapa Dubai, located in the Jarapa municipality, is there for you. They have in abundance a sea of different species of animals that you would have loved to travel out of the country to see. Joy News' Upper West Regional Correspondent Rafiq Salam joined some revelers to the Safari Resort, and here is his report from Jarapa.
The latest addition to the plethora of services rendered by Royal Cozy Hills Hotel otherwise known as Juba Dubai, to revelers is the safari resort. At the safari ranch, the guests are offered a chance to see a variety of different species of animals, including lions, hippos, zebras, and many more. The team joined some revelers to take a tour around the safari ranch to have a feel of it. We were led by the tour guide, Aziz Pelpo, otherwise known as Rasbob. The first place visited was the home of the antelopes, peacocks, wallabies, and the big turtles located around the entrance garden of the hotel. Rolling out of the hotel and heading to the safari ranch, which has a fence of 3.4 kilometers, we first spotted the alpacas, which are from the camel family.
Alpacas are native to South America, where they are reared mostly for the wool. They are strictly herbivorous. They depend on leaves, grass, and shrubs. So over here, we have planted maize and millet purposely for the alpacas. And because Southern America, they come from very colder temperatures, when they come here, routinely we shave them, especially when the temperatures are very hot. But because we are not rearing them in large quantities for those purposes, it's just for tourism purposes. So when we realize they are feeling very warm, we shave them routinely.
How do you use the things to shave off?
Oh, for like pillows.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and also we are keeping some for our museum as well.
Next to see was the amphibious hippopotamus.
An adult hippopotamus weighs between 1,300 to 1,800 kilograms, and they are able to feed about 40 kilograms of food on daily basis. The hippopotamus is strictly herbivorous. They don't take meat or flesh. They depend on leaves, grass, shrubs, and vegetables for their lives. And they are semi-aquatic, meaning they are able to live both on land and in water. Out of 24 hours a day, the hippopotamus spends about 16 to 18 hours inside the water. They mate in the water, they give birth in the water, they poo in the water. In fact, they have a mechanism that allows them to sleep inside the water.
We also bumped into half a dozen of zebras. And then also, we saw maize of geese and jackals. What about the almighty lion and the lionesses? They are not only here, but roars as well.
You can have one male, that is a lion, can have between 15 to 20 females. But you can never have more than one male in a group. They will fight to death. Either you surrender or you die. So when you surrender, the weaker one will surrender, then you leave the family. Or the stronger one will have to kill you. So lions are strictly polygamous. They are highly polygamous. So you can have one male to like 15 to 20 females. But you can never have more than one male in a group.
We cannot end the tour without seeing the first animal that was brought to the safari ranch, a baboon nicknamed KK. We ended the tour at the man-made lake where the revelers went for a cruise. Two of the revelers who shared their thoughts with me says it is a lifetime experience and which will have an encore.
Most interesting part was the safari. My first time seeing, or let me say that I had to get close to a zebra. I saw hippopotamus, I saw jackal, I saw baboon, and with interesting names. One is called KK. And then also I saw, what else did I see? I saw lion, and then the lion actually roared at me. I got too close and I think it felt threatened, but it's in cage, which is very, very, very safe. And one thing I realized over here is that all the friendly animals are left under free range, so they move about freely, but those that are dangerous is kept within a confined area and very, 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 very safe. They cannot even break it to be out there. So it's been, I mean, I've had the cruising, I went to the man-made lake where you can have your beautiful drinks and dinner after all of it. So all in all, it's been like a wonderful experience. It's a lifetime experience, something that I would want to come back to all over and over again.
Got so scared. You know, I saw the white lion. We're trying to take some selfie. They roar. I almost threw my phone away. That was an amazing experience. I have never seen such before. I saw hippopotamus. I saw that big eland. Saw zebra. I saw the one that looks like wild cats. I don't even know their name. You know, you can see right here. What's the name? Peacock. You can see right there. Tortoise. Aha! Please make time, and you'll love it.
For them, it is more worth being here than traveling out to other countries to see same animals at a higher cost.
So please, make time, come. It could be for corporate bodies, companies, institutions. You want to have your conferences, you want to have your event, please go no yonder. Just come right here. We have the space. We have the best food. We have the best customer experience for you. We have the full capacity for you. If it's for family, friends, please take time off. Come here. Enjoy love. Rejuvenate your love. If it's for what else? You can hear the sound of the birds. We are here, Jirapa.
They are also excited about the reception they had upon their arrival and stay at the hotel.
What am I expecting to see? Am I going to see the normal things I see in every resort? I got to the entrance, I said, okay, this is architectural pollution. In the first place, the building is very nice, it's unique. I love the fact that it's white and dainty. Then we come in and then we are met by beautiful and welcoming staff. And then we go in to enjoy their food, the local dishes. We decided not to do anything continental because we are coming from where we've eaten a lot of rice. So we had the TZ, we had the guinea fowl.
You go to the restaurant, the food, oh my God. The local food is, if it's continental, it's everything is on point. We have all the facilities you can think of. This morning I went to the gym. I feel fit. Tomorrow morning I'll be right there.
You've just seen the Lion's Roar. It's not at any other place but the Royal Cozy Hills Hotel. There are several dozens of animals right here. Why wouldn't you also try? And here, reporting for Joy News, Rafik Salam, Jirba.
And that's our package for tonight. For more business news, you can log on to myjoyonline.com/business. I am Beverly Broohm.